We're going to play the Wynn 225 rebuy. We have multiple options today, but I think the scheduling works best if we play aggressively in this tournament, try to build up a big stack. If we bust around 4 p.m. after rebuy's over, we can go late reg the Venetian 600 because it has a great structure, and we'll still have about 40-50 blinds at that time. Plan C is to late reg the Rio 365 circuit event, 4 p.m. flight, which has late reg till about 7:30. It's going to be a long day of poker regardless. Let's stay positive and focused, and hopefully we just final table this Wynn tournament. With blinds at 150, 300, under the gun 1, limps. We have jacks in middle position, so we pump it up to 1100. Button calls, small blind calls, under the gun 1, snap jams, 16,000 chips. We have 18,000 chips, and it is the rebuy period, so I don't think we can fold jacks. We call. 2 other players fold, and we're up against pocket queens. Flop comes ace, jack, 5. All-in player says that we are blessed. Turn is a 9, river is a 7, and we now have 35,000 chips. Off to a great start. Blinds are still 150, 300. Under the gun 1, limps for 300. We make it 1100 with ace, queen of spades. Middle position calls, button calls. Big blind jams all in for 9,400. Limper folds, we call the 9,400. The next person calls the 9,400 with 27,000 behind. We're 3 ways to see a flop. 1 all in. Flop comes king, 8, 7, 1 spade. I check the dry side pot, as does my opponent. The turn brings 3 of spades. We check. Our opponent bets 8,000. Interesting spot. Not sure what to put him on here, but I'd guess something like ace king, pocket 8s, pocket 7s make sense. Maybe king queen. Not many people ever bluff here into the dry side pot, even though there's almost 30,000 in there to fight for. But we have the nut flush draw. I think about jamming to get him off a weaker hand, but I don't think he's really betting many weaker hands like jacks, 10s. So the price is right. We call 8,000. River brings the 9 of spades. We think for a while and jam all in, 27,000. He goes deep in the tank, eventually says, if you got it, you got it, I call. We flip over the nuts. He shows pocket 8s for a set. We eliminate a player, cripple him down to a few hundred chips, and we now have almost 100,000 chips at 150, 300 blinds. Things are looking good. 85,000. Really crushing. Been here for 2 hours. 15K starting, in for $325 with the $100 5K add-on. We're gonna keep it going, max pressure. $17 people remain. Going to 4,000 big blind, we have 180,000. 15 people pay, so you know what that means. We already got the silent, no bubble save in effect, so they won't know it's me. And they pretty much know I'm gonna bully the table, but just so they don't know too much information about what I'm about to do. $380,000 going to 8,000 big blinds. Bubble took over an hour. We just say we were in charge of the color ups repeatedly. Did well there, and now we're going to punish the final table bubble and take advantage of the final table pay jumps, since we've got to be first or second in chips with 2.2 million in play. About double average. We got this. With 7 players remaining in the tournament, a nice woman opens under the gun to 20,000 at 4-8,000. We're next to act with ace-9 offsuit. Normally this is a fold, but I have been pretty tight at this final table, and although she knows I'm very active, I should get respect. 3-betting under the gun +1 versus an under the gun opener. We make it 55,000 and it folds around to her. She calls. I have approximately 230 behind. She has about 300,000 behind. Flop comes 10-9 deuce rainbow. She checks. I check. Turn is a 5. She checks. I decide it's a good time to go for value and protection, so I bet a small bet of 40,000, and she snap jams, puts our whole tournament at risk with 7 people remaining, and we have second pair ace kicker. I have to ask myself, does she have pocket jacks, pocket queens? Was she just waiting for us to bet, slow playing a big hand? Or is she just trying to bluff us off the best hand with something like queen jack, king queen, pocket 8s, pocket 7s? These all cross my mind. I tank for quite a few minutes, as this is a very important decision. And I just don't think she's bluffing enough to make this a profitable call. We were betting for value on the turn, hoping that she'd call with worse, but when she jams, it really polarizes her range to more value hands than bluffs. So we eventually fold the ace-9. A few hands later, she tells us she had ace-10. So pretty sure we made a good laydown. But we're down to 180,000 chips now. With blinds at 12,000, elderly man in a cowboy hat opens to 36,000 with a 180,000 stack. Two folds, woman on our right, flat calls, and we are in the small blind with ace jack of clubs, 250,000 stack. The 3x open in the call is pretty strong, but I think ace jack of clubs is too strong to fold or flat in this situation. So I'm going to go all in. Worst case scenario, the original raiser calls us, and there's still 50,000 plus in dead money there. So we go all in. Ace jack of clubs. Guy in cowboy hat calls. Woman folds, and we're up against pocket queens. The board comes out clean, and we lose a huge pot at the final table, six-handed. We're down to 55,000 chips at 12,000 big blind. And we are out. Sixth place, $2,050. Fucking hurts, man. 1:30 in the morning.
Everybody make sure you watch Jeff Birchke's YouTube channel.